I would sleep knowing that my daughter is safe. So we'd like to invite you now to go and find an object or something that you symbolize as what you would do if there was no violence tomorrow.
I have my passport. So I think that if there was no violence, I would have visited as many countries as I wished. But because of the violence, I cannot travel the way I want.
So when I walk home at night, I share my live location with my friends. So I would stop doing that. So I just have my phone in my pocket and not need to have it out.
I don't know if you can see, but this is my daughter's note from school. So if there was no violence tomorrow, I would be much happier and at ease every time she goes to school, instead of worrying even when she is a minute late from school.
I got my keys, a bit similar to Kat. Ever since I was at uni, walking home late at night, whether with friends or on my own, I always carried my keys in my hand, and I still do it now, even from like dinner out in London, just so that I know that if I needed to, I could get to my home and open the door really quickly, basically. And it's kind of habit, but it still feels right to do. So my keys.
I would go out for runs in the evening when it's dark, which I wouldn't do. I don't do. But if I felt safe doing so, if there's no gender-based violence in this world, then I absolutely would.
So similar to what you were saying, Tammy, in this case, it's my daughter's trainer. We go running together, but if there was no violence, gender-based violence, I'd feel comfortable about her running on her own, but I don't at the moment.
I'd throw a party, invite all my friends, make your own hat, and I wouldn't have to worry if everyone was going to get home safe.
If there is no violence, I don't have an object, but I would pick, very short pants because normally I don't wear that. So I think if I know that there's no violence, then I would, wear whatever I like, dress up in the way I would like to, and, go around with my friends. So, yeah.
I got a picture of myself smiling, and I think the reason for that is that I think I would be much more smiley and approachable on the street, and whenever someone, especially men, would approach me, I would be much more like carefree, be able to just be my cheerful self down the street without thinking like, oh, what if they think that I'm like somehow sending any signal, and they find that a way to then start talking to me and like, I don't know, bothering.
I have a past, like a representation. I think there would be no violence. I would have been going outside without a pass, because every time I need to have something so that I have things inside that can actually help me protect myself. So maybe, and I don't know about that.
I also have a trainer, and this has to do with exploring. I think that if there would be no violence, I would be more free to explore. I love traveling, and I love getting to know people and cultures and exploring real life and places. And many times, unfortunately, when I travel, I feel that I can't move further away from the area of the hotel or the area that we're staying because it's unsafe. And yes, so I would like to be able to explore more and get to know more places.
There's this candle in front of me. I don't know if you can see that. I think that I would, in an ideal world, I would organise something to remember all those that have lost their lives, and I would want for us to have a symbol to continue to remember them.
I don't have an object, but if I'm thinking of my car, so if there was no violence, then I would drive more often and without restriction. And yeah, because some of the place here is not safe, especially for a woman who drives a car. So yeah, I'm thinking of my car.
If there was no gender-based violence tomorrow, probably the first thing I'll do is look for a job and be very, very happy that there isn't. And I think one of the very first things that I'll do, and I have this object to symbolize it, is that I love taking long walks in the evening, listening to podcasts or loud music. And it will be the first time that I walk and I just don't look around me and looking for shadows, that feeling scared that something might happen. So yeah, this is what I will do.
If there was no gender-based violence tomorrow, then what would we do, Rizu?
Looking at those beautiful mountains behind us, I think we'd go on a trek to Everest Base Camp without any fear.
Without any fear.
We had interesting discussions during the session with Sangam family. Most of them talked that it is hard to imagine the world without violence, but are very happy to take small steps to stop the violence around them.
Sari is my object. I will love any dresses.
This is my object. I love to dance.
The flag is my object, and if I was free, I love to go around the world anytime.
Cupboard is my object. If I free, I will pack all the violence in the cupboard.
Hello, I'm Grace from Malaysia. I would like to share that if there is no violence against girls and women in the world, girls and women will be able to focus more on other things in life, for example, their own health. I am a stage 4 breast cancer patient. This journey has made me realize that it is very important for us to focus on health and take care of ourselves. However, if there is things in life, challenges like violence against girls and women may not be able to focus fully for themselves, take care of themselves and their own lives. So if there is no violence against girls and women, there will be one less thing to worry about, and they can focus on developing their own health, which would then help to make girls and women productive citizens of the world. So let's stop gender-based violence today. Her story, our story.